Tell me if you've seen this film before. A group of college students go buy a bunch of beer, they drive off into the woods, they go to a lake, they go skinny dipping, they have a good time, they get drunk, they do some naughty business, and they're picked off one by these crazed hillbillies. Yeah, I've seen that film a lot. I've seen lots of films like that. Have you seen this movie though? A group of teenagers buy a bunch of booze and they go into the woods where they run afoul of these two hillbillies. One of their young lady friends goes swimming, but she falls and hits her head and is kidnapped by these two hillbillies. And now her friends have to... Wait, that's not what happens. No, that's not what happens in this film though. This is Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and this is a complete 180 on the whole subgenre. This is Big Mike and this channel is RightOnQueue. In this series, which I call Hidden Gems, I'm gonna be talking about films that may have flown under the radar just a little bit, films that I personally love, films that I think you all should see if you haven't. If you have, bear with me. I'm sure you'll enjoy a trip down memory lane and revisiting this film that you may not know is available right now. So the film I'm talking about is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. This is a film directed by Eli Craig, starring Tyler Labine, Alan Tudyk, Katrina Bowden, and Jesse Moss. This film is awesome. It takes the whole subgenre of college-age students going out into the woods and flips it on its head. The hillbillies in this film, played by Tyler Labine and Alan Tudyk, are actually super sweet, super nice guys, harmless, completely harmless, who are going out to their cabin in the woods to fix it up as a fishing spot. And the college student who goes swimming and hits her head, well, she's drowning. And they save her when they try to give her back to the college students who probably have seen a lot of horror films just like we all have. They run off screaming into the woods. So what are two guys supposed to do? They take this young lady back to their cabin, dress her up in their gear, and hope that the college students will come back for her the next day. That doesn't quite happen, and the film from there takes on a series of misunderstandings and misfortunes where everything that happens looks a different way from a different angle. For example, the college students led by Chad think that Dale and Tucker have kidnapped Allison and are holding her in their cabin for whatever reason, and they are gonna try and save her. So they see her helping them dig. They think they're digging her grave. They talk to her and they think she has Stockholm Syndrome. There's a lot of scenarios like this. But what's really crazy about this film is, for how funny and silly it is very gory. The college students have a knack of winding up in situations that get them killed. There's a very famous scene with the wood chipper, and can't really show it here because it is bloody. They're impaling themselves on accident. They're setting themselves on fire on accident. They're using weed whackers on themselves. It is insane how many ways they're finding to kill themselves. And that's the film, because the college students think that Dale and Tucker have kidnapped Allison. They're trying to get her back. They're dying left and right. And Dale and Tucker are just trying to survive. They have no idea what's happening. They're trying to build up their fishing home, and chaos ensues around them. The reason this film is great is it takes a very common trope and genre of horror, of people going out into the country, into a rural area, and being seized upon by deranged locals, cannibalistic tribes, mutated hillbillies, rednecks, people they don't understand. And in this film, it kind of switches it all around, where the two, I guess, hillbillies are actually really sweet. Dale is actually really smart. He says, "I'm dumb as a stump, but I remember everything I ever heard." Pretty smart. He schools Allison in a game of trivia. It just kind of flips everything on its head, where the two hillbillies are hardworking, kind, smart. Allison, who's beautiful, played by Katrina Bowden, is actually really friendly and nice and gentle. Chad, who looks like a douche, well, he's an insane psychopath. And it's just, everything is backwards in this film. It's just funny to watch the way these kids die. I know that sounds horrible, but the scenarios of how these things happen is completely insane. There's the wood chipper, there's someone who's running through the woods because he thinks Tucker's chasing him with a chainsaw. But Tucker's actually running away from bees, but he just happens to be swinging a chainsaw like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, I'd probably run too, but I think I would stop eventually. He stops when he runs into a protruding stick, which yeah, it does some damage. So this is a great film for Halloween season, especially for those people who want something that's a little bloody, a little violent, a little gory, but isn't necessarily terrifying or scary or will give you nightmares. This is not a straight up horror film. It's not scary at all, actually. It's actually really funny, but it is violent, it is gory, it is shocking in parts. So this is a great film to watch during spooky season if you don't want to be completely terrified. It is available right now streaming on Amazon Prime, on Hulu, and I believe for free on Tubi. So there is a multitude of ways for you to watch it, and I highly recommend you do. Please comment below if you've seen Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. If you haven't seen Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, when are we gonna get a sequel? Comment below what you think a sequel would look like. Would it just be more of the same, or how would they spin this off in a new direction? And remember to come back each week, as I will be giving you new recommendations for things to watch, covering hidden gems, doing retro rewinds of stuff from 25 years and older, covering new content coming to streaming, covering old content that's about to be leaving, and just keeping you in the loop with what's available for you to watch so you don't get that decision fatigue. You don't have to scroll for hours on end looking for a good movie. I've got you covered. This is Big Mike for RightOnQueue, and remember, stop scrolling, start watching.